Video, and it looked like Kevin Stefanski is speaking to the media after another loss. Guys, Kevin Stefanski is back in the headlines, man, and it's for all of the wrong reasons. He's looking real spooky. A lot of people really want to see Shedeur Sanders in there at quarterback. Will we see him? As of right now, I just don't know.
Kevin Stefanski just dropped a truth bomb so loud, it probably made the NFL's Wi-Fi crash. And guess who's caught in the middle? Shedeur Sanders, the golden boy everyone either praises like a legend or doubts like a meme. But Stefanski? He didn't hold back. What he said about Shedeur's QB1 future has fans screaming, scouts panicking, and Twitter melting faster than Cleveland's playoff hopes. So, what did he actually reveal? Buckle up. This one's pure chaos.
The Browns are trying to rewrite the story they started. After months of pushing Shedeur's not ready narrative, a new report just flipped the script, and fans are wondering what changed.
Shedeur Sanders, where it started with Ian Rappaport, big kind of exclusive, saying that the Browns are preparing for Shedeur to play at some point this year.
Kevin Stefanski just did what no coach dares to do in October. He said the quiet part out loud. And no, it wasn't about the weather in Cleveland or why the Browns can't have nice things. He just casually lobbed a truth grenade straight into the NFL gossip universe. And at the center of the explosion, Shedeur Sanders. The man, the myth, the trending hashtag.
Yo, I gotta say this real quick. You were right, and I was wrong. We ain't never seen nothing like shit.
I told you! Let's go!
Because when you said that early on, I'm like, what are you talking about? They carried the games in Oklahoma, but that was just Oklahoma. That was for Baker. It was like the Oklahoma fan base. They carried the games in Norman, Browns games in Norman. I'm like, that was just as big.
Are you telling me that this is the biggest circus the Browns have ever been a part of?
Yes.
Jay, you not.
Yes.
Wait.
Apparently, Stefanski decided it was time to give a reality check about Shedeur's so-called QB1 destiny. And oh boy, the shockwaves hit harder than a Myles Garrett tackle. Because here's the thing, NFL coaches are usually masters of vague optimism. They'll tell you a bench warmer is developing nicely, a struggling starter just needs reps, and that their quarterback competition is healthy, even when it's as healthy as gas station sushi.
And the Browns do backfire because they are here trying to undermine and backstab and be mischievous. Big word, you know what I'm saying? And no, I don't believe Jimmy, man. All these folk in the Browns organization, in the media, been lying to us since day one. I don't believe nothing they say. I'm gonna believe it when I see it, unless I hear it from Jimmy's mouth.
But Stefanski? He skipped the PR playbook and went full savage mode. He basically told everyone to calm down with the Shedeur-to-Cleveland dream. The way he said it, you'd think fans were trying to crown a college kid the next Brady before he's even unpacked his NIL jewelry.
Shedeur Sanders get great news from former NFL players. And also, the NFL chose to advertise Shedeur Sanders over there in London. But he ain't good enough to play for the Cleveland Browns. But you chose to advertise him in London? Oh, we finna talk about this.
Stefanski made it sound like Cleveland doesn't just hand out QB1 titles like TikTok sponsorships. You earn that job, preferably with blood, sweat, and 0 interceptions on your first drive. But let's be honest, this was never just about football. It's about hope. Browns fans have spent decades hoping their next quarterback isn't just another 6-month experiment. Hoping the season doesn't implode by week 8. Hoping the phrase Cleveland rebuild eventually becomes past tense.
Man, fans was letting it be known what they was going through and things that they were saying and the frustration that was mounting and building up against Kevin Stefanski and this Cleveland Browns organization. Quarterback cap, start Shedeur Sanders. The Browns always find a way to lose, and you need a winning mentality. And that's what Shedeur.
And now, along comes Shedeur Sanders, the college phenom, the Colorado star with swagger levels that could power half of Ohio. And suddenly, everyone's whispering, he's the one. But before we dive deeper into Stefanski's truth bomb, if you're loving the chaos of NFL drama as much as we are, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss a truth bomb like this again. Because the way things are going, Cleveland's quarterback situation might just become the wildest reality show in football history. So when Stefanski steps up and says something that sounds suspiciously like "slow down, people," the internet collectively loses it. Browns Twitter turned into a live therapy session within minutes. Half the fans were devastated, clutching mock draft screenshots like baby photos. The other half were convinced Stefanski was playing 4D chess, pretending to dismiss Shedeur just to keep other teams off the scent. Because apparently, every NFL comment now has to be part of a secret plot.
Are you bringing in Kevin Stefanski to be your offensive coordinator?
I don't know if I am, but he would be hired. He would be hired.
That's not what I'm asking. Would you take him to run your team?
I guess it depends on the personnel. Like if you've got, I'm just saying, if you got if the thing that like is frustrating with me is I feel like we went away from what Kevin Stefanski was good at.
That means he went away from what he did. That's on him.
Some of the things
didn't go away from.
Meanwhile, inside the locker room, you can imagine the chaos. The current Browns quarterbacks probably felt like they just dodged a meteor. Deshaun Watson probably cracked a relieved grin like, "See?" Still the backups probably started pretending to tie their shoes extra confidently in practice. And then there's Stefanski, standing there with that calm coach face that says, "Everything is fine," while fans are lighting up Reddit like a Christmas tree. But here's the funny part. Stefanski wasn't wrong. Shedeur's got talent, no question. The kid throws with precision, reads defenses like he's watching replays in real time, and carries himself like he's already auditioning for an NFL mic'd-up special. But Stefanski's point was that talent alone doesn't hand you the keys to Cleveland's offense. This isn't college anymore, it's the NFL, where the pocket collapses faster than your fantasy lineup, and defensive linemen look like Marvel villains.
They don't care who's number one. The worldwide news right now is 3 is still 3. Why isn't he 2? The world wants to see him get this chance. This reminds me of the Bronny situation. Dylan, you want to be Quincy. He was the one who got that contract. You want to be third. You want Shedeur to go out there and then have a horrible time, and then you come in and have good moments. So you look good. You going out there first. No one.
What Stefanski said in essence was the NFL version of "don't skip steps." And Cleveland fans? They heard, "We don't want Shedeur." That's how it goes. You drop one cautious sentence, and suddenly half the football world thinks you've declared war on youth and confidence. But that's what makes this whole saga hilarious. Shedeur Sanders hasn't even stepped onto an NFL field, yet somehow his name already causes full-scale debates, existential dread, and premature jersey sales.
Sanders brings to the table is a winning mentality. Now let's listen to what Kevin Stefanski said after the heartbreaking loss. Let's take a listen.
To come away with a loss in that game, can't be -2 versus a good football team, and that's really the story of the football game. Tip balls, and we got to play cleaner. Now
And let's not pretend the NFL wasn't watching. When Stefanski's comments hit the media cycle, every general manager, scout, and intern in the league probably raised an eyebrow. Because if Cleveland's already trying to temper the hype, that means they're definitely keeping tabs on him. It's the NFL's favorite game. Deny interest, leak concerns, then trade up on draft day like it was your plan all along. The irony is delicious. The Browns might actually love Shedeur. They're just playing it cool, like a teenager pretending not to like someone in public. Meanwhile, the fans are out here ready to propose after one great college performance. And speaking of fans, the reactions were next-level comedy. You had people demanding Stefanski be more open-minded, as if quarterback scouting was a group therapy exercise. Others said the Browns should start rebuilding around Shedeur immediately, which is impressive considering he's still technically in college. Then there were the doomsday prophets predicting that Cleveland missed their shot before the draft even started. The emotional range of Browns Twitter could power a soap opera.
Everything you do is going to be a target. Oh, man, look, it was okay. He had 3 turnovers. He did this. And eventually, you're going to be getting booed by that Cleveland Browns stadium. They want to see him play to see if he's good or not. That's just the way it is. No one cares about the rest. It's him, then Myles Garrett at this point. When we're talking about jersey sales, he's number 1. At this point, if you're Cleveland, why are you still putting yourself under this guillotine?
Now, there's another layer here. The Stefanski subtext. The man's been under pressure himself. Cleveland's offense hasn't exactly been an art exhibit lately, and every coach in the NFL knows that when the quarterback room starts looking shaky, the spotlight gets hotter. So part of Stefanski's truth bomb might have been self-preservation. But the timing? Oh, that's what makes this golden. Because right when the NFL world is finally starting to admit Shedeur Sanders might be something special, Stefanski drops a public reality check like a plot twist no one saw coming. It's like the NFL's version of a celebrity breakup post. Polite, diplomatic, and somehow still brutally final.
Stefanski hasn't done a good enough job. And we talked about this last week. And we talked about it 2 weeks ago. And we talked about, this is week 5, right? We talked about it 3 weeks ago, and 4 weeks ago, and 5 weeks ago. When Kevin Stefanski's been the Browns play call, they can't score 20 points. When Jameis Winston, or any quarterback not named Jameis Winston over the last 2 years has been the Browns quarterback, they can't score 20.
And of course, Shedeur's fan base didn't take it lightly. They're already spinning conspiracy theories. Because let's face it, Cleveland has had more quarterbacks than some franchises have had playoff wins. Every few years, there's a new era. Then the era ends, usually in a cloud of interceptions and shattered dreams. But don't be fooled. This story isn't over. And maybe that's the funniest part. For all the drama, all the shock, and all the fiery tweets, Stefanski didn't really crush dreams. He grounded them. And that's the beauty of it. One truth bomb later, and the entire NFL is on edge, debating a quarterback who hasn't even entered the league yet. Stefanski might have thought he was cooling the hype, but all he did was pour gasoline on it.
And we can argue it's the line's fault, it's the quarterback's fault, it's the receiver's fault, it's the running back's fault. They don't have a... The common denominator between it all is Kevin Stefanski. He's the only thing that hasn't changed in the entire equation.
So here's the real question. Did Kevin Stefanski accidentally spark the beginning of the Shedeur Sanders era, or just expose how desperate the NFL is for its next superstar? Drop your take in the comments, because this debate's about to get wild. And if you love watching the league implode over one quote, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Trust me, the next twist is coming faster than a Browns interception.